Okay, the next letter in the word grit, because this is going to become our mantra here. We're going to put G-R-I-T and anger them right in our fingers. G-R-I-T, grit. I will be grit. I will be gut, and I will be resilience. Now, resilience is that idea that bouncing back, that once you're down, you bounce back. Do you know those old blow-up bouncing bags that you see children just hit it, and it falls over, and then it just comes right back up, and hit it, and it bounces back, it comes right back up. I don't want you to be repeatedly hit and then repeatedly bounce back. That's not the goal of what I'm saying, but resilience is the capacity to bounce back. And the reason Course 9 follows Course 8 is that when your body is well taken care of, resilience is actually an easier thing to experience because your body is now in support of being able to endure and move forward and to bounce back. Now, the process of bouncing back may require a lot of sort of things, and I'm going to give you a few of those. Resilience, again, discussed in both of these books, but predominantly in this one. Resilience, that ability you have to bounce back, is something that no doubt somewhere in your abuse and trauma, you saw yourself being able to bounce back. Maybe a little, maybe a lot. I don't know what your story is, but I want you to go to those moments where you actually bounced back, even though it became harder and harder and harder perhaps. And that even to this very day, there are moments where you bounce back. You find yourself feeling a little ready to go. And in that moment, you're bouncing back from down. Now, when you suffered abuse and trauma and you're on your own to recover, you can knock yourself down by having horrible memories and thoughts and feelings, or not eating right, or having other people trigger things. I mean, there's so many things that can just knock you down. And you're no longer being abused or traumatized, but this internal process, this an inner space, your psychology, your body, all that is you, can just receive a knock. It can be knocked down. And you might feel inclined to feel discouraged. And that's what depression is built on. It's built on hopelessness or helplessness or discouragement. And so that idea of like, oh, you know what, I can be hit. I can be hit by an outside trigger. I can be hit by a memory. I can be hit by a bad nightmare. I can be hit by a certain smell. I can be hit by someone making a comment or looking at me a certain way. I can be hit. I can be knocked down, and I can move right back in to all those psychological spaces in me where abuse and trauma are still needing to be healed and recovered. And know that you can be hit down. But that doesn't mean that you don't also have the ability to bounce back. And that's where you don't lose your hope. You don't become helpless. You don't become discouraged. You know that it is going to happen. And then you have the ways of coming back. Now, this entire course, all 12 courses of it, and everything that's added to it on the blogs and on the social networking and on the bonuses, they're all about helping you bounce back over and over again until finally you barely get knocked down. You might get knocked down for a bit, but you come back. And you come back to being this thriving, transcendent, ascendant individual, an amazing person, because you've conquered. You've had the gut and the grit. You've done all these other things so that you're building your strength, and you gain the confidence that you know how to master recovery, because you do recover. Every time you bounce back, you go, oh, look it, I did it again. Oh, I did it again. Oh, I did it again. Being able to bounce back, you begin to realize that helps you, that when you're knocked down for a moment, you have more confidence that you're going to actually bounce back. You know what? I'm down for the day. Okay, I'm just going to do self-care that allows me to build up my strength again and to recover from being knocked down. And I know I will be resilient. I will bounce back. Because I've gone down and bounced back before, and now since I trust it, I know what I need to do to rest, to do self-care, and I know what I need to do in order to get myself to bounce back. And it's that confidence that you build where you see over and over and over again, oh, you know what? Yeah, I can bounce back. I can bounce back. That builds that confidence in you. So that's what resilience is about. That's your ability to come back. Now, I want you to take some time to really think about those times that you have watched yourself bounce back. Even if it was for a minute, even if it was for a day, and maybe you got knocked down again, I want you to think about, what was that day like? What did I do? What was different about it? And try to find any elements in it, even small, that you did, that was in your control or your influence. So maybe someone else called you and said some kind words, and that definitely helped you bounce back. But the key is that you took the phone call, you had the conversation, you allowed the kind words of that person to wash inside you and help you stand direct again. And that's you taking advantage of what was there. Let's say that you bounced badly and you just knocked yourself down. You said, you know what, I'm going to go to bed tonight. I'm going to use a sleeping aid of some sort. I'm going to go to bed at 10. I'm going to use a sleeping aid. I'm going to do meditation. I'm going to do deep breathing. I'm going to drink my fluids. I'm going to deal, maybe I'm going to do what I once did with the vitamin B's during the morning and GABA during the morning and the melatonin, tryptophan. And I'm going to do all these different things and eat really well today. And because I feel stinky awful. I'm down. But I'm doing the actions of stuff, lots of stuff, that helps me know that tomorrow I'm more likely to bounce back. So it's actually deliberately putting into place those deliberate choices that help you bounce back. Is it a 20-minute nap? Is it a conversation with someone? Is it going to a therapy session? Is it getting a massage? Is it shutting your eyes and forgetting the world for 12 hours? What is it that helps you bounce back? And I'd rather that you not use substances that are going to make your body have bad reactions, such as alcohol or cigarettes or street drugs. However, the key is for you to develop the healthiest tools you can that help you know that you are in charge of being able to bounce back. The goal is to eventually know that the tools that you really find are helpful are those that are all about your psychology, your self-care of your body, healthy activities. For you to know that those things are the most powerful ways to bounce back. That gives you true resilience. The rest of it is kind of an addictive dependence on some substances that ultimately aren't going to necessarily do you well. I don't want to tread too unkindly on people who use substances to get themselves through. Let's face it, all things that alter our chemistry in our body are substances, including exercise, including sleep. It substantially changes the biochemistry of our body. But to be able to do it in a way that you know is the healthiest approach and know that that works for you, whatever your pattern is on that, is better than feeling like you become dependent on alcohol or drugs, street drugs, or things of that sort that you suspect is going to become addictive and hurtful to you in the long run. Okay, so that's just my thought on that. Okay, so resilience. The pattern of resilience is to be able to figure out what helps you know confidently, I can bounce back from this. You're going to go down, but it's getting up.